Hi, everyone. Welcome. I think I'm ready to go. Thank you for joining me, and thank you, chat monitors, for your help. I appreciate it. I thought I was running late. I was distracted reading, getting my last, squeezing my last article in. And if you like the channel, please subscribe and also tap on the bell in order for you to be notified when I'm online or when I post a video. And if you like the channel, please subscribe. I will be with you in about 30 seconds just to give people enough time to join the chat. And in the meantime, I have a video. I'll tell stories in the meantime. I'm going to post it. I'll include it in my stream tomorrow as part of the introduction. I went out, for a ride this past Sunday. I almost got into my first accident in Florida. Oh my God. So this SUV was to my left, and I'm driving in the middle lane. I try to stay away from cars and, make sure, the coast is clear ahead of me. And this guy from the left lane decided he or she wanted to get into the middle lane. So tomorrow I will show you that video. It's crazy, and that's typical Florida drivers. It's like amazing to me how people drive around here, and that's why sometimes they get into very nasty accidents too. Okay, sorry about that. It's 12 o'clock. Jesus, time is flying today. And wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. Hi, Ron. Hi, Linda. I had to tell stories and I lost track of time. I wasn't paying attention to the clock. Hi, everyone. Okay. I don't know where to start. I think I'll start with Russia and then we'll go to Trump. Something happened, I believe it was either last Friday or this past Saturday. Intuitively, it feels like to me has greater meaning than we think. For the first time in the past, since February or January, the Russians answered our calls. Well, calls from either the Pentagon. From what I understand, I'm sure all of you know there is a direct line from the Pentagon and somewhere to the Kremlin. And for the first time this past weekend or last Friday, they answered the phone. Intuitively, I feel like saying it has a lot of meaning, and it has to do with the war in Ukraine. And also, and that Russian TV, the government mouthpiece, someone was on it either yesterday or over the weekend, basically, saying to the Russian people that the war is not going very well, and I feel they're trying to get the Russian public ready, just in case they pull out of Ukraine. I feel like saying, like I've been saying for a while, that Putin is terrified and they don't know which way to go. And the notion that they're going to use nukes is like it's baloney. I've been saying that since day one. But I'm only a psychic. The president has greater responsibilities than I. Well, not really, but I have responsibilities to you, my audience, and to people I read for. But he has a greater audience than I do. In any event, there is a lot of fear now around Putin and the people around him, because it feels like to me intuitively they have admitted to themselves, because that's very important. Admit to yourself that you messed up, and the worst of all, they are going to have to find a way out ASAP. That's why they answered that phone, and that's why that guy was on TV preparing the Russian people and blaming NATO and us, sending weapons to Ukraine. They are right. The Ukrainians are going to eat them alive. And Mariupol, that supposedly the fighters, this morning, I mean, I don't blame them. God, those poor guys held for 83 days. But if the Russians think they're going to be able to hold Mariupol, I have a bridge to sell them in New York City. Well, maybe in Florida too. They have a couple of around here. They just flip open, and regardless whether you are on it or not. No, that's not true. But they've had a couple of accidents around here. The bridge rising while people are on it, and they killed a couple of people. In any event, what I'm trying to say is they've realized, first of all, they are alone, like their commentator said on Putin's TV. The world hates them. They messed up, and they're gonna have to find a way out. So that's what I feel they're trying to do right now. They are warming up to us and to Europe. That doesn't mean they're gonna stop doing some of the stupid things that they're doing in Ukraine. But they are beginning to figure out how they're going to get themselves out of where they are right now, because it's bad. They know the price for doing what they've done and what their soldiers have done. It's going to be costly. So now they're looking for a way out. And to believe it, that's what I feel like saying, because they know they can't win. And you know something, let me tell you guys, I told you last week I saw, airplanes. I just read this morning or last night, I don't recall exactly, helicopters. All Soviet helicopters were sent to Ukraine. And don't be surprised if they get more modern or airplanes besides helicopters. Once that happens, the Russians are going to be in real trouble, because they're going to mow them down. And I have been saying to you as well, morale is very low in the Russian military. I was listening to a video this morning. I only listen, it's a video. I only listen to intercepted calls recorded by the Ukrainian government, as far as I can tell, and the people I listen for the news. I only watch videos from Ukrainians who are in Ukraine. If you are in any place else, I'm not even gonna. I click on the channel first to see where they are located. If they are in Ukraine, I listen to them. In any event, I listened to a video this morning that's proving my point. The morale of those people, poor soldiers, I feel bad for them. Every time I see a Russian tank blow up, I can't help to think of the family of those young kids who were lied to. And that's the big problem. That maybe I should post a link to that video on my community tab so you guys can hear it. They are complaining that they were lied to and how they are being manipulated and treated. This is really bad, and that's what's killing this whole disaster that Putin got himself into. Putin and his inner circle. So, yes, we lost Mariupol today, but I feel Ukraine in time will get it back. I don't feel they're going to walk away from Mariupol, nor there is another town that Russia has started bombarding. I can't remember the name right now, but it's like right on the Black Sea. Okay, it's supposed to be one of the most favorable places for Russia to do a sea landing operation. Okay, I can't remember the name, I'm trying to see if I can hear it. But I'm not getting Odessa. So, but as I was thinking about Odessa this morning, if Russia thinks that they're just going to do to it what they've done throughout the rest of Ukraine, there's going to be a very high price to pay. And you know, Ukraine is going to pull something very daring. It's going to shock a lot of Russians. And yes, some of them are angry. They listen to Putin, but a lot of them will wake up. They are waking up already, because, like I've told you guys before, the truth has seeped through in Russia, and it is a matter of time before this whole thing explodes around Putin and his enablers. They are terrified of that as well. So if what I am feeling is correct, it's going to trigger a major response from the Russian people, because their kids are dying in Ukraine because they were lied to. That's basically what's going to kill this whole thing, intuitively, I feel. Yes, Charles Wadsworth, Odessa. Thank you, but I got it. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I still feel the Russian military will collapse. I'm going to stick to that prediction. And as talking about lying, since that's what they do, want to be dictators and dictators, I've told you guys the documents that Trump took. And I've said, another thing about Kushner and Ivanka, the way they were sticking their fingers in areas where they didn't belong. I read something on MSM this morning. They were explaining when it came out that those boxes were not just around the, just anywhere. They are from the residence area at the White House. They were not loaded into trucks by mistake. My friends, this is going to be worse than we think. And I'm going to be proving right, whether it comes out or not. And I'm telling you, some shenanigans went on behind the scenes. And this is one thing I don't feel Trump is going to get away with. I don't think he's going to get away with Georgia. I don't feel he's going to get away with New York either. But even January 6th, he may try to get away with it. But the content of those documents, which we will never find out what they are, is going to be very bad for Trump, his enablers, and his family. That's my prediction. Because I've said before, I was never comfortable when Trump met with Putin alone. I feel there are things that have happened behind the scenes. Since, it's out of, first of all, greed, revenge because he lost. He wanted the country to pay. And also money. This guy, he's so greedy. I mean, I'm sure you know, but after he left the White House, it feels like to me he got even greedier. Let me tell you why. I mean, I know, but I am at a completely financial level when you compare to these people. I know I am, scraping bottom. But I can understand when someone you're competing with your neighbors, and in that area, guys, I mean, it's a lot of money. Trump has enough money. He didn't have to do what I feel intuitively he wanted to do. He's competing with the people in his area. He's not happy. Well, he's a failure. He knows it. But he wanted to compensate by generating more money than the people around him in that area. And let me tell you, it's not easy to do. He's a grifter, he's a thief. Chances are he's going to lose, if not 98% of his wealth, if what I feel intuitively is coming his way happened. So, but before that, before he realized how much money he was going to lose, he didn't have to take all those documents. First of all, wanted to pay the country back. He didn't care. And also he was trying to cash in with Putin. Trump has this crazy idea. He thinks that these people are loyal to him. Putin, Kim Jong-un, Xi. He's stupid. These guys don't care. They only care about themselves, just like he, and their country. Them first, their country second. Unfortunately for Trump, we vote in this country. Over there in those places, people, who cares whether you vote or not? It's what I want, the outcome that I want. And that's what Trump wanted to do here, unfortunately for him, fortunately for us. It didn't work out. But greed, selling our information, trying to make deals with China, Russia, among others, that's why he took those. That's the second reason why he stole those documents. And he's going to pay, because there's information in those documents that should never have left the sites of the federal government. And I've spoken before about how much damage, things that we don't know about yet. This is going to be just as bad. I don't know if the government will put out everything that all their findings soon. They may not. But I feel like saying it's not going to come up good for Trump and his family. That's my prediction. And another thing, do you guys remember when Russia and China at the beginning of the Putin's war, and he was, talking about his hypersonic weapon, and I told you guys I wasn't worried? Well, there was good reason I didn't feel I should worry. We have tested again one more time, I believe yesterday, and it's pretty impressive. They are not ahead of us at all. Thank you very much, RY, for your generosity in the super chat. RY says, thanks for being you. Thank you, I appreciate it. We are further ahead than Russia and China. They thought they could scare us, but I wasn't scared. I knew we were going to catch up. and also whatever they had was not impressive. And I was correct, by the way, because that's why the Pentagon, they didn't care. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I read somewhere that I'm sure some of you have, that's for sure. The Pentagon said they are not impressed with the Russians' hypersonic, whatever it is. So I was correct. We have, and we're going to come out with some technology around that that are going to be amazing. Stay tuned. And something else. Someone asked me about the Democrats winning. Someone asked me, would the Democrats win the Oregon governor race? I don't know yet. I have to look into this. I don't even know who's running there. So I will let you guys know. And also Sweden and Finland, they will join NATO. All of a sudden, Russia, Putin basically, not Russia, it was threatening them, with nuclear weapons. All of a sudden, they no longer, they say they are, they don't consider Finland and Sweden a threat, and they are not their enemies because, well, it's a little more complicated than that. They just realize no one is afraid of at least they cannot get their way using the threat of nuclear weapons. And Biden did something very, very sneaky and smart. He slowly increased the pressure on Putin without triggering a blowback. If you notice, when the war started, we started sending guns and ammunition, regular, pistols, and then machine guns, and then missiles, and then tanks. Now we're sending helicopters, and then it's going to be airplanes. And I said that before. I didn't say it that way. I said, I said, I don't remember exactly when, but I said I felt Biden was slowly increasing the pressure on Russia. I don't remember exactly, but what I meant, I think I said, was the way Biden was going, and NATO, step by step, choking them. And, according to, the saying, it's like when frogs find themselves in boiling water, they don't realize it. The water is slowly getting warmer and warmer. That's what's happening. Another thing that's happening to Russia right now, they're just waking up to the fact that the bluffs not working, their threats not working. And yes, they will lose the war in Ukraine. Yes, they still have other things they could do. But the war in Ukraine is more than they thought. It's more of a challenge than they anticipated. That's my intuitive feeling of where Russia is right now. And as for Trump, I can't wait. As I'm saying this, I'm seeing a rope around his legs. Not good. He's not going anywhere. It feels like to me also that the government already has enough information. They simply have to corroborate what they know, what they have gotten with documents and people who took those boxes, who gave them the orders to take those boxes, and they're going to interview everybody at Mar-a-Lago and around Trump who had anything to do with those documents. So Trump is kaput for one more reason. His ignorance, arrogance, he thinks, and people like him with that much money They think what's yours, what's theirs is theirs, what's yours is theirs too. He's going to learn a nasty lesson. And the woman in New York, I'm seeing her face, and I can't remember her name right now. She went to jail. That billionaire they used to on Hemsley. I'm seeing the Hemsleys as I'm talking to Trump. Yeah, it's not a good thing, when they're showing me those type of pictures. It's going to be pretty expensive for the Trumps. Okay, let me answer some questions. Cheryl 522 says, Milo, he probably sold those documents to our enemies. Absolutely. Well, he didn't, give them the documents per se, but the information. And that's why he took those documents, by the way. Okay? So he can sell them. The information. Yep. In order for him to be able to build big fancy hotel in Russia, in China, yeah. Let's see how he's going to be building a hotel, right? A model of a hotel in one of his jail cells. That's what's going to happen. Okay. Let me scroll down. Vahela Wood says, for Putin, I feel the end results were already decided. It's just a matter of how it will happen. I agree. As for Trump, he will lose everything. Poverty hurts more than death. Yeah, that is true. Poverty hurts. It's not a fun thing. This woman is going to go down. Artist is asking any idea on Republicans stepping act. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Future, especially in light of the mass murder. This woman is going to be held responsible. I don't see her going to jail, but her and everyone else who have been promoting, the replacement theory. And even Tucker Carlson is playing a victim now too. Well, that's what he does. He's gonna get to eat it too. And like I've said a very long time ago, guys, it's taking a little longer than I anticipated. But they will pay. They will be held responsible, and she's already being blamed for it. And it's not, the majority of the Republican base, well, I shouldn't say that, but there is a racist energy in the Republican Party. I don't know if it's the majority, but they don't, although they are, but they don't want to be labeled as racist. So people like Stephanie, whatever her last name is, they will not last very long in those positions because they've made it too obvious. She's got to go. She will be going. And M Steve 000 is asking, will any J6 conviction be overturned by Republican courts, including SCOTUS? I don't think so. I don't believe, the Supreme Court, they're a bunch of crooks, except for the liberal ones. I'm sorry. They are, and I'm not saying that because I don't like them. They've proven to be liars. They've all bought and paid for. So that's what I'm basing my comment, calling them out like that from. But even they won't take a chance on overturning anything. People who are going to jail, let me tell you guys, those cases are ironclad. They getting out. Well, for example, all those people who are going to jail for getting into the Capitol and do whatever they did. Yeah, they can go to the Supreme Court if they want to. The video is there. How are they going to explain their presence? They were not supposed to be there. That guy who put his foot up on Nancy Pelosi's desk, he can appeal if he wants to. On what ground is he going to even be able to? Let them, as I'm saying this, the Supreme Court doesn't care about these people. And Trump, if Trump thinks, in fact, you know something? Even if Trump was to appeal anything to the Supreme Court, he's gonna get rebuffed because they think he's stupid. They don't like him. He's too arrogant and stupid. They like smart people. Well, they think they're smarter than the 5-year-olds. That's why they're doing what they're doing. So they want everyone, their supporters or people who put them in those positions to be smarter than 5-year-olds as well. They don't think Trump is smarter than a 5-year-old, and that's people around Trump, they can forget it. They can appeal if they want to. I mean, obviously he's been trying. It didn't work. He's too arrogant. That's a problem. Okay. Studio LB says, will an unknown Republican candidate for president come to the forefront before 2024 and when? I don't think so. The person that could do that, and I've been getting it, and I'm not sure if she's going to want to do it, is Liz Cheney. Besides Liz Cheney, somebody may get lucky, but I don't think so. I don't see. In fact, you know what? I've been thinking about this very thing, trying to figure out who's going to pull the Republican Party out of the ditch that it's in. I don't see anybody. And I don't feel Liz Cheney is going to pull out the Republican Party from the ditch. I don't know how it's going to work. But where they are right now, there is no salvation. I'm sorry. Okay. Somebody asked something here. I thought. One second. Somebody was asking about, I think, about Crimea. Yeah. Let me tell you, I don't know exactly, because it feels like it's a combination of fighting and negotiation. Don't be surprised if Ukrainians boot all Russians off of their territory, and that includes Crimea, because it may not happen right away. Ukraine is going to become a force to be reckoned with when it comes to Russia. And Russia is going to be kept in check for a while, at least for the foreseeable future. And it feels like to me, Europe and us have already made that decision. Yes, they can play around with China and India. She considers Putin a loser, and the whole Russian establishment, the government, he believes they are all corrupt. He looks down on them. She's not going to be there for very long either. But Russia is going to be manipulated by China. And they don't care what's happening right now because they feel Putin is incompetent. So Ukraine, once they get a chance to get off of their knees and standing up, Oh yeah, they're gonna be just like Sweden and the other Baltic countries. Well, Sweden and Finland, basically. I don't know if they are part of the Baltic, but yeah, that's how Ukraine is going to be. And oh my God, I believe it's Finland. Did you guys watch that thing on CNN? The underground tunnel. These people are prepared if Russia was to dare invade the country. No, I believe it's Finland because Finland is closer to Russia, and then, if I'm not mistaken, Sweden is across the water, the sea, if I'm picturing this right. But either way, that's what Ukraine is going to do. And I'll tell you, maybe in another 100 years, Russia will try to do something like that with Ukraine. They're not going to try it again in the near future. And my prediction for Russia is the next government after Putin. I'm not talking about the interim one that's going to be between Putin and a more liberal leader. That's not going to happen. They want a successful Russia, something that looks like Europe, not that barbaric behavior that Russia is still exhibiting. They want to leave this type of behavior behind. They want to move to the 21st century, build their country, have a great economy, make contribution to the rest of the world, as opposed to creating a stupid-looking army trying to invade people, just in a bunch of lies. They want to leave that behind. That's my prediction for Russia. Yes, they will be part of NATO or something like that at some point. Not immediately, but the next 15 years or so, yeah. Okay, friends, that's my intuitive impression for today. If you like the channel, please subscribe and also tap on the bell. Thank you, chat monitors, for your help. I appreciate it. Please, everyone, remember to hit the thumbs up. It would help me a lot. I will see you tomorrow. Oh, if you would like a reading from me, please, the link to my website is below the video. My YouTube number is there as well, and my email address. So feel free to contact me any way that's opportune for you. Thank you for spending time with me. I will see you all tomorrow. Till then, bye.